Hello out there. I want to make a quick video of this. It's a surprise video for Denise. She doesn't know what the topic of this video is, but it's something I've been talking about, I think at least a few times. Denise can verify this, of my new life goal, which is to live to 150 years old, young or whatever, right? 150. That's the new life goal. Because we have goals for other things, but not for longevity. But this is the official announcement of that goal. Denise, are you going to join me at 150? At least to 149, right?
I guess.
Because I do think this is totally possible if you utilize the knowledge that's out there today in terms of longevity, and obviously don't make any kind of big mistake where you get hit by a bus or something, because there's no way to control that. But outside of those factors, I think anything that's within your control, I think that people should be able to live to 150 and live a vibrant, good, healthy, exciting, fun time, right?
Life.
Yeah, and the reason I'm saying this is because I feel like people are able to do that, but I feel like people start hitting a downward trend starting in their 50s. And I'm 51 now. Denise is 50. And I do know that I have to be more careful. There's no question. As you get older, you have to be more careful. Otherwise, bad habits hits you fast, really fast. Is that correct English?
Bad habits hit you hard.
They do.
Yeah.
So, but and people I see, that are suffering through their 50s, especially into their 60s, their 70s. My gosh, everyone's suffering. Do you know anybody who's really like not suffering in that age range?
No.
I mean, but I think that everything that people are suffering from is totally preventable. That's my thinking, especially with what we're doing with the nonprofit. So this is the new goal, and this is definitely a goal that I have. And it's, like I said, 150, not like a decrepit, frail, painful existence of 150. Eventually I'll just die because I think things will just stop working, right? Eventually, like, things just stop working. They don't have to break, they just slow down to a point where they just stop. And that'll be it, because you probably can't live much longer than that. But what do you think? What do you think of the reality of that happening, Denise? That's what I want to know for you.
Pretty slim.
So, slim. I'm excited. I'm actually very optimistic about it, and I think that everything we've learned with doing, at least that I've learned with working with the nonprofit, is going to help us in this regard. Especially things we're doing now, like you and I have picked up these habits where we're walking all the time now, right?
So who has the world's record for the oldest human right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
I'm guessing, I had to look into it, I'm thinking maybe 120s, something like that.
Yes, you have to look it up. I've never heard of anyone living older than like 116. I don't
Really?
know where you got this 150 from.
Well, actually, I think Mark Rosen, if you're out there watching, one of our board members now, I think he said his aunt is 120 or 121 or something like that. That's why I started talking to Mark about that too. And I know you and I have talked about this. That 150 needs to be the goal. 150.
Is Mark's aunt whole food plant-based?
I don't know, but I don't think so. That's another thing I think about. These people who live these long ages, they don't have the benefit of all this knowledge, yet they still live to those ages. So if you have the benefit, I'd say the 150 is totally attainable. That's what I think. This is why. Because once you start doing more and more things in order to accomplish something, the greater your chance are of actually accomplishing it. And these people that have already done like super long lives, it probably have not had the benefit of any of those things, other than they just happen to get lucky, I guess, right? And had a few good habits that helped them out. But if you do as many as you can, that's different. And I guess the reason that what motivates me to do all this too is the fact that I see most people are suffering, right? I don't want to suffer. Like, if these people are suffering, why do they even want to continue? What kind of will do they even have to live if all they're doing is existing to suffer? So that's another part of this. It has to be like a totally new paradigm of old age or elder age living. That's what I'm talking about. Totally new paradigm. So are we gonna do that? What do you think? Because this is not even. We'll try.
Sure.
Because I know this is not even in anyone's mind as even being possible, probably, other than ours right now, or if you're watching this video. But that's what we're going to do. So that means that I'm only a third done, right? You're 1/3 done? Instead of what? You probably thought you were maybe almost 2/3 done, right?
I know.
Until just now.
Yeah.
So that means if the average person is about 80 years old, I would be having this conversation with them at the age of what, 25, 26? But, at the same amount of life gone by, 1/3 of the life gone by. And I remember 25, 26, that was a long time ago for me.
I better check with my employer to see if my pension's going to run out once I reach age 100. Maybe they haven't planned for this.
That's true. Yeah, pensions rely on you dying early because otherwise they can't pay everybody out, right?
Yeah.
But that's how you get the big benefits, is in the later years of a pension, of a defined benefit retirement plan. You can get major benefits.
I hope you've saved up to live to 150, because I haven't.
Well, I'm relying on compound interest, because if I do live to 150 and I keep invested in different markets and different investments that we have, we'll probably have such a ridiculous amount of money, truly, that we would never, ever, ever need that amount of money, ever. Probably like large populations of people wouldn't need that much money. But usually people don't live that long, so they don't get the benefit. All the benefits, like if you look at the financial benefits and just lifestyle, you finally get to a lifestyle you want as you get old. Then as soon as you attain that, your health is failing and you can't enjoy it. So you sacrifice all those working years to kill your health off, so that by the time you get what you want, you can't enjoy it. You cannot enjoy it. So we're not going to do that, right? So this is exciting. Yeah?
Sure.
We just get to, well, anyway, we'll have more ideas. So if this is even possible, and it does happen, which I think it will, we have to figure out what we're going to do with all that time. That's another thing. Because most people think that they have no time, or even at the time that they have at the end of their lives is wasted time, because they can't really do anything productive because they've lost their mental faculties or physical ability and or some kind of combination of that, right? But also now we're connected to the internet. So like if we're building projects like we are in Ecuador and we get Starlink to connect us, we'll be able to do things that we never even thought were possible at our own close-in house, in a metropolitan area of the United States a few decades ago. We'll be able to do more out there. I don't even know what. No, I don't know what. We have to figure that out. Right?
Yeah.
But you won't need your medication if we're living out there.
I don't have any medications.
No more acid reflux medications?
No, I haven't taken that in weeks.
That's good. It's only weeks though. You're 50 years old. You've been taking this for how many decades?
Since I was in my late 20s.
So like 30 years?
Yeah.
Okay, you've been at least 20 years. At least 20 years. 20 years is a long time. So now you're saying you're off of it for a few weeks. That's not a lot of time in the course of history, right?
Right.
Of you taking the medication anyway. So hopefully that's good. So you look back then and you'll be 150 years old and you have been on medication for 20 years straight. That will only be a small, tiny little portion of your life.
Yeah.
Not like a large portion, because that's the thing. Most people, when they get older, they're on medication all the time. And the minute they get out of their 20s, they're on meds nonstop, right? Isn't that probably the average person?
Yeah.
So you have to suffer all the side effects of medications. So your quality of life starts to plummet. Your abilities start to plummet. Your fun factor of your whole life starts to plummet. This is why people don't feel like living longer or even trying to do anything, right? They figure it's just more misery that they've already experienced. But we're not going to go through misery, right? That's what I hope.
Yeah.
We're going to invent new things to do that people don't even know about right now. Just like we didn't even know about the internet or even cordless phones when we were growing up, right? When we were growing up, if you called somebody, you knew exactly where they were, correct? If you called someone and they answered the phone when you were growing up,
Yeah.
and that's all we knew. We didn't know any more than that.
Unless they moved and kept the same number.
Oh, then they really got you. Yeah, you're right.
Usually they do.
That was cool. That was slick if they did that, right?
Yeah.
They moved and kept the same number. All right, that's just an example of how if you're watching this and you're shocked and you can't believe what I'm talking about and you think there's no way it's possible, well, look, like I said, we really thought that was the only way that was ever possible, is that when you called somebody, you knew where they were. Nowadays, you call somebody, you have no idea where they are. I can run my real estate business in North Carolina from Ecuador, and who knows what's going to be possible in the future, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we're out of here now. We got to get going. Leave us your comments. Bye.